Ruth had risen to her feet now, and was looking earnestly at Chebron, then her eyes turned to the faces of Amuba and Jethro, and then slowly went back again to Chebron. "I believe that God has chosen for me," she said at last, "and has sent them here not only to save my life, but to be protectors to me. Their faces are all honest and good. If the father of this youth will receive me, I will, when you leave me, go and be the handmaid of his daughter."
"It is well," the old man said. "Now I am ready to depart, for my prayers have been heard. May God deal with you and yours, Egyptian, even as you deal with my child."
"May it be so," Chebron replied reverently.
"I can tell you," Jethro said to the old man, "that in no household in Egypt could your daughter be happier than in that of Ameres. He is the lord and master of Amuba and myself, and yet, as you see, his son treats us not as servants, but as friends. Ameres is one of the kindest of men, and as to his daughter Mysa, whose special attendant I am, I would lay down my life to shield her from harm. Your grandchild could not be in better hands. As to her religion, although Ameres has often questioned Amuba and myself respecting the gods of our people, he has never once shown the slightest desire that we should abandon them for those of Egypt."
"And now," Chebron said, "we will leave you, for doubtless the excitement has wearied you, and Ruth needs rest and quiet after her fright. We are encamped a mile away near the lake, and will come and see you tomorrow." Not a word was spoken for some time after they left the house, and then Chebron said: "It really would almost seem as if what that old man said was true, and that his God had sent us there that a protector might be found for his daughter. It was certainly strange that we should happen to be within sound of her voice when she was seized by that crocodile, and be able to rescue her just in time. It needed, you see, first, that we should be there, then that the crocodile should seize her at that moment, and lastly that we should be just in time to save her being dragged into the river. A crocodile might have carried her away 10,000 times without anyone being within reach to save her, and the chances were enormously against anyone who did save her being in a position to offer her a suitable home at her grandfather's death. It is certainly strange. You do not think that your father will have any objection to take her?" Amuba asked. "Oh, no. He may say that he does not want any more servants in the house, but I am sure that when he sees her he will be pleased to have such a companion for Mysa. If it was my mother, I do not know. Most likely she would say no, but when she hears that it has all been settled, she will not trouble one way or the other about it. I will write my father a letter telling him all about it, and send off one of the slaves with it at once. He can get back tomorrow, and it will gladden the old man's heart to know that it is all arranged. I wish to tell my father, too, of my trouble." "What trouble?" Amuba asked in surprise. "You have told me nothing about anything troubling you." "Do you not understand, Amuba? I am in trouble because I struck the crocodile. It is an impious action, and yet what could I do?" Amuba repressed an inclination to smile. "You could do nothing else, Chebron, for there was no time to mince matters. He was going too fast for you to explain to him that he was doing wrong in carrying off a girl, and you therefore took the only means in your power of stopping him. Besides, the blow you dealt him did him no injury whatever. It was Jethro and the hunter who killed him. But had I not delayed his flight they could not have done so. That is true enough, Chebron, but in that case he would have reached the water with his burden and devoured her at his leisure. Unless you think that his life is of much more importance than hers, I cannot see that you have anything to reproach yourself with." "You do not understand me, Amuba," Chebron said pettishly. "Of course I do not think that the life of an ordinary animal is of as much importance as that of a human being, but the crocodiles are sacred, and misfortune falls upon those who injure them." "Then in that case, Chebron, misfortune must fall very heavily on the inhabitants of those districts where the crocodile is killed wherever he is found. I have not heard that pestilence and famine visit those parts of Egypt with more frequency than they do the districts where the crocodile is venerated." Chebron made no answer. What Amuba said was doubtless true, but upon the other hand, he had always been taught that the crocodile was sacred, and if so he could not account for the impunity with which these creatures were destroyed in other parts of Egypt. It was another of the puzzles that he so constantly met with. After a long pause he replied: "It may seem to be as you say, but you see, Amuba, there are some gods specially worshipped in one district, others in another. In the district that a god specially protects he would naturally be indignant were the animals sacred to him to be slain, while he might pay no heed to the doings in those parts in which he is little concerned. In that case, Chebron, you can clearly set your mind at rest. Let us allow that it is wrong to kill a crocodile in the district in which he is sacred and where a god is concerned about his welfare, but that no evil consequences can follow the slaying of him in districts in which he is not sacred, and where his god, as you say, feels little interest in him. I hope that it is so, Amuba, and that as the crocodile is not a sacred animal here no harm may come from my striking one, though I would give much that I had not been obliged to do so. I hope that my father will regard the matter in the same light." "I have no doubt that he will do so, Chebron, especially as we agreed that you did no real harm to the beast." "Is it not strange, Jethro," Amuba said when Chebron had gone into the tent, "that wise and learned people like the Egyptians should be so silly regarding animals?"
"It is strange, Amuba, and it was hard to keep from laughing to hear you so gravely arguing the question with Chebron. If all the people held the same belief I should not be surprised; but as almost every animal worshipped in one of the districts is hated and slain in another, and that without any evil consequences arising, one would have thought that they could not but see for themselves the folly of their belief. What are we going to do tomorrow?"
"I do not think that it is settled. We have had one day at each of the sports. Rabah said that tomorrow we could either go out and see new modes of fishing, or accompany the fowlers and watch them catching birds in the clap nets, or go out into the desert and hunt ibex. Chebron did not decide, but I suppose when he has finished his letter we shall hear what he intends to do."
After Chebron had finished his letter, which was a long one, he called Rabah and asked him to dispatch it at once by the fleetest footed of the slaves.
"He will get there," he said, "before my father retires to rest. If he does not reply at once he will probably answer in the morning, and at any rate the man ought to be back before midday." At dinner Amuba asked Chebron whether he had decided what they should do the next day. "We might go and look at the men with the clap nets," Chebron answered. "They have several sorts in use, and take numbers of pigeons and other birds. I think that will be enough for tomorrow. We have had 4 days' hard work, and a quiet day will be pleasant, and if we find the time goes slowly we can take a boat across the lake and look at the great sea beyond the sand hills that divide the lake from it. Beside, I hope we shall get my father's answer, and I should like some further talk with that old Israelite. It is interesting to learn about the religion that his forefathers believed in, and in which it seems that he and his grandchild are now the last who have faith." "It will suit me very well to have a quiet day, Chebron, for in any case I do not think I could have accompanied you. My ribs are sore from the whack the crocodile gave me with his tail, and I doubt whether I shall be able to walk tomorrow." Indeed, the next morning Amuba was so stiff and sore that he was unable to rise from his couch. Soon after breakfast the messenger returned, bringing a letter from Ameres. It was as follows: "It seems to me, Chebron, that Mysa has no occasion for further attendance; but as your story of this old Israelite and his daughter interests me, and the girl is of Mysa's age and might be a pleasant companion for her, I have no objection to her entering our household. I should have liked to talk with the old man himself, and to have heard from him more about the religion that Joseph and his people brought to Egypt. It is recorded in some of the scrolls that these people were monotheists, but although I have many times questioned Israelites, all have professed to be acquainted with no religion but that of Egypt. If you have further opportunity find out as much as you can from this old man upon the subject. Assure him from me that his daughter shall be kindly treated in my household, and that no attempt whatever will be made to turn her from the religion she professes. As to your adventure with the crocodile, I do not think that your conscience need trouble you. It would certainly be unfortunate to meet in Upper Egypt a crocodile carrying off a peasant, and I am not called upon to give an opinion as to what would be the proper course to pursue under the circumstances; but as you are at present in a district where the crocodile, instead of being respected, is held in detestation, and as the people with you would probably have overtaken and slain him even without your intervention, I do not think that you need trouble yourself about the knock that you gave him across his snout. Had I found myself in the position you did I should probably have taken the same course. With respect to the girl, you had best give them instructions that when the old man dies she shall travel by boat to Thebes. Arrived there she will find no difficulty in learning which is my house, and on presenting herself there she will be well received. I will write at once to Mysa, telling her that you have found a little Israelite handmaiden as her special attendant, and that, should the girl arrive before my return, she is